In this video, I'm going to tell you the differences between the Asics Metaspeed Sky and Edge, and I'm going to tell you in very, very simple terms which one you need and why. Hello everybody and welcome to 40 Runs. My name is Chris Ford and I'm a running coach who likes to review running shoes here on YouTube. And on our live stream on Monday, you guys were asking for a video comparing the Sky against the Edge. Now, if you've got absolutely no idea about what these shoes are and what I'm talking about, don't worry, because we are going to be going through that. I'm going to be talking about the stats and features of each shoe. I'm going to be telling you what the differences Asics claim are between the shoes, and then I'm going to tell you actually what the differences are between the two shoes and whether you should really care or not. Okay, right, so let's give you some reference points in terms of me as a runner before we carry on. And I think that's important because these are racing shoes. These are sort of top end marathon and below racing shoes, all right? So it's really important that you are aware of the times that I run to make sure to find out whether that's relevant for you and what I'm going to say is relevant for you. Okay, so my 10K PB is close to 41 minutes. My 5K PB is under 20 minutes. My half marathon time is around 1:35, and my marathon time is around 3:39, 3:40. So hopefully that gives you some context. In terms of height, I'm just over 5'10", and I weigh around 79 kilograms, sometimes 80, depends how many crisps I've had. Got it? Okay, so hopefully that gives you a sort of build up or a reference point or a picture in your mind of me as a runner. I have run God knows how many marathons and countless half marathons. Okay, so again, just so you know. Right, so that's important, so let's move on. Okay, so in terms of differences, right, so the most noticeable sort of one is the outsole. This is red, this is the Sky. That's the Edge, and that's got the black one. And if you look at the outsoles, see the sort of cutout on the Sky, and then at the end on the Edge. See the differences there? Also, look, come on camera, look at the difference. Now, the Flight Foam Turbo logo is different. Now, if you look at the Edge, and then come on camera, you will see that there's more of that black paintwork there because this has got a scooped plate on it. Right, so let's talk about the plates. So the plate on this goes and comes down. No, come on camera. Comes down, okay? So you get more foam, the Flight Foam Turbo plates under the forefoot. Compare that to this. This is more straight. See? Okay? Yeah, you got that? Scooped, non-scooped. Sky, Edge. Got it? Now, the rest of it is pretty similar. They're both 220 pounds. They've both got 5mm drop. They're both 39.5 stack in the heel. Both got the Motion Wrap 2 upper. Both have these full-length plates, and they both have the Asics Grip outsole. Now let me read what it says on the Asics website. The Edge is for cadence runners. The carbon plate is more curved and situated lower within the shoe's midsole, creating a softer feel and energy return that propels you forwards and speeds up your stride. This is best suited for high cadence runners who tend to take more strides as they speed up in their run. Now let's read about the Sky. So the Sky is for stride runners. The carbon plate is situated higher within the shoe's midsole, creating energy return that propels you more in a vertical direction and extends your stride. This shoe is therefore best suited to runners who tend to take longer strides as they speed up in their run. Now that's from the Asics website. So look, what I would say, right, is that as you speed up, you will tend to increase your cadence and you will tend to increase your stride length. So it's a little bit, really, but that's the way Asics treat it. And some people do tend to take more steps, cadence, and some people tend to take sort of longer strides as they speed up. There is a difference, but as everyday runners, as normal people, we tend to do a little bit of both. So the sort of difference between the two is very much blurred when you come down to the sort of level that I run at, and you know, probably you run it. And that's the critical point of this video, because this very much comes down to, I believe, to feel. Now, if you are at a level where cadence and stride length are really noticeable and impacting your running speed and all that sort of stuff, then these shoes, then you really need to drill into it. But when you come down to sort of where I'm at, it's not as noticeable. And that's the honest feedback that I want to give you in this video. So I'm now going to tell you what they're like, and there are some differences for me in terms of feel and where I would use them. And I think that's the critical point of this video, because I think in terms of the differences in this cadence and the stride length thing, that's really something that I'm not noticing. Now, I appreciate that the science is proven, all that sort of stuff, but these are set up for elite runners, people. Okay, so let's put that to one side. Agreed? So look, what I can tell you is this. The Edge gave me a heat spot under the forefoot here, right? And when I had my gait analyzer after I tore my calf, I could see that as a runner, I'm sort of gripping here, my toes grip, and that's causing that heat spot in the edge. Now, what's really interesting is I don't get that in the Sky. So in terms of the setup of the shoe with the more foam under the forefoot, the Sky is not giving me the heat spot that I got in the edge, which is the most random thing in the world, but there is clearly that difference to the way they're set up with the plates. So the plate in this shoe, the Sky, or the setup, let's say, in terms of the foam and the geometry, isn't giving me the heat spot that I've got in the edge. They both feel extremely fast and extremely lightweight and extremely breathable. And if I had to run a marathon in each of these shoes, or one of these shoes, I would actually go for the Sky as it currently stands, purely because I haven't had the heat spot issue. If I had to run a half marathon, a fast half marathon, now bear with me, I'd probably actually go for the edge, or actually even a 10k I'd probably go for the edge, because I just feel like the bounce, the amount of foam and the bounce that I would get off of my toes, because I'd be more here, and this is where it's really important, because I'd be running more here in this shoe than I would in the marathon, where I'd be more sort of here, yeah, then the edge, I think with that extra foam over the plate, I'd get more of an explosive ride over the 10k, 5k and into the half marathon distance if I was gunning it. If I was running a half marathon at target goal pace for the marathon, then I would go with the Sky, because the Sky, as I said to you, it sort of sits a little bit better if I'm striking here instead of being up here on my toes. Are you following? So if I'm going all out, I'm tending to be more of a foot strike down here, okay? Where I've got more foam under the foot, between the foot and the carbon plate, yeah? So I feel like I'm getting more hit off of here, more bang for my buck here. If I move here, yeah, this is wasted and my foot's gripping on, look at the gait analysis video, I am better off in the Sky, yeah? Because I'm a little bit more balanced here, right? So the carbon plate being a little bit more straighter, being a little bit more balanced out is helping. And that's the critical difference for me, okay, as a runner. If I'm absolutely on it, I'm up on my toes and I'm going for it. I want the edge. If I'm doing target goal pace in terms of the marathon, I'm a little bit more sort of mid-foot striking. The Sky is going to be working better for me. And that's the critical difference between the two for me. So I'm not necessarily sure, and some of that will come back to cadence and stride length in terms of where I'm striking my foot, okay? So the science is what they're saying is right, but I do believe down at my sort of level, it's not as prolific. Now, I have seen videos, right, where they're saying they get the Sky because it's lighter. That is absolute nonsense. And I think it's a bit strong to sort of dent your intelligence saying that one's lighter than this. This is 197 grams, people. And that's 197 grams. I'll just put them both on the scales. 197 the edge, 197. There's no difference between the shoes. So anybody who says that they go for the Sky because it's lighter, because of the weight difference, they're talking absolute nonsense. They have got absolutely no idea what they're talking about. This shoe is basically the same. You ain't going to notice, you and I are not going to notice the difference in the weight in these shoes, okay? They are both extremely light, they are extremely fast feeling, and they just feel amazing underfoot. But I am picking the Sky if I'm marathon, right, or long runs into marathon, yeah, target goal pace, or if I was running a half marathon and I was doing it as a training run, yeah, and I was looking to run 8-minute miles, for argument's sake, I would go with the Sky. If I was running a half marathon, I was absolutely going to go out there and blow the doors off, I'd go edge. And then going into 10k and 5k, I'd go with the edge all day long because of that extra foam under the forefoot. Now, that's what works for me, okay? These are very individual, and I would recommend, if you can, but I appreciate a lot of people can't, that you would try both. But that's how I see it. That's how I would recommend you view it. It depends where you are in terms of your foot strike, your biomechanics and all that sort of stuff. You need to really think about it if you're going to be looking at the shoes. But I think the sort of the halfway ground is probably the Sky. I think that would suit more people because of the way it's set up. It's set up a little bit more sort of vanilla versus the edge. I think the edge is a little bit more of a selective audience, and that's probably a great way to finish this very confusing video. Okay, I don't know whether I've done a good job, bad job. Let me know in the comments, please, whether you agree, disagree. You might think I'm talking complete nonsense, which I totally appreciate. You're welcome to your opinion. But I do feel that's sort of the best way for me to describe it. I will be wearing the Asics Sky in gold paste half marathons I've got coming up. And if I was going to then, after the marathons I've got, then go and look to put a time down, I would pick out the Edge. Right, okay, there we go. I'm not sure I've done a very good job, but who knows. Don't forget to subscribe. If you want complete madness and not very good value added to you, then make sure you do subscribe to this channel, because we are trying to get to 22 million subscribers. Okay, people, that's it. I shall catch you all later.